now we're gonna discuss about the operators and constants variables. First, let's start with the operators. Let's say x, we have x is 3, we have y. By the way, you can also write it like this, like x equals 3, y equals something like this, z equals sum. Then so we are defining x, defining y, and declaring sum with the data type of int. And we can write sum equals 4 plus x plus y, and we can say print int x equals y plus sum. If we try to print it, we can use \n for new line. We just print this and go to the new line, and we need another number, so let's print sum. Now guess the answer before I run it. So now we run it. So notice that we got the sum is equals 4 plus 3, which is 7, and then we got x when y is 3, and now sum is 7, so it's 10. And we can use variables like this. We can just say instead of sum, we say like 3. Now we should get like 6. Okay. So we can see that this is how operators work. Let's talk about how we can increment and decrement. We can increment a variable using plus plus. This just means sum equals sum plus 1. This is exactly the same thing. Now if I try to run it, not x, just sum, build and run. Here we see oh yeah, because this gives us garbage. Okay, now we get 8. So we see that we know that the sum of x and y is 7, but here we incremented sum by 1, so we say sum equals sum plus 1. So it was 7, now it's 8. We run it again, it's 8. The other way holds also. Sum equals sum plus 1. It should be still 8, and yeah, it is 8. This is how we increment. We also can decrement it using sum minus minus. It should be 6. It is like, just instead of plus, we say minus. It's exactly the same. And this is how we increment and decrement a variable. This is quite useful in the loops and other stuff that we will get into it. Now let's talk about constants. Let's say this sum is a constant here, and constant, we just use const for constant, and we say sum, and we don't say anything else. What this does, it makes the variable read only, which we cannot change the variable value. Now if we don't assign a value when we are declaring, if we don't assign the variable to anything, then it just gives the garbage value. If we say sum now, and we say equals, I don't know, y plus y, and now if we try to run it, we get a compile error, and the error says assignment of read-only variable. So this is read-only now. We can just read this. But if we just take this and put it here, we are defining this constant sum, and we are initializing it with this value, which is x plus y, and now it's 7. Then we get 7, and we cannot change it later. This is all about the constants. It's same for double, same for float, and so on. And for character as well, say constant character x equals c. Then we say x equals something else, and then the semicolon, of course. We get error. Why? Because it is read only. Assignment cannot be done. That's why we cannot change it. That's all for constants.